guys, welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, welcome to the channel. On this channel, we try to cover all things reality TV news and gossip. Teen Mom, Sister Wives, The Duggars, 90 Day Fiance. We cover trending topics as well. So we talk about Britney Spears when things are happening with her. Her new book is set to come out very soon, and I will be getting a copy of the book where we will go over some of the most interesting reveals in her book. One thing that we recently learned is that she said Justin Timberlake got her pregnant and they decided to have an abortion. As the book is closer to coming out, more and more things will come out. But once the book does come out, we can't exactly read it on YouTube, but I will be going live and just talking about the most interesting things to come out on the book. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure you subscribe to this channel. If you are someone that enjoys reality TV, keeping up with celebrities, I think this is the channel for you. We have a nice little community here. So hit that subscribe button. I do have a second channel called Fatal Files with Elle. That's where I do true crime. Also, a friend of mine, as well as myself, we are starting a podcast, a mother-related podcast. Just all things related to moms, dealing with miscarriages, dealing with children that have ADHD, autism, mom hacks, things like that. And I will have the link to that. I really got to remember to get that link. It's called the Mothership Explorers. So you can look that channel up. We don't have any content up yet, but we will very soon. So you guys, let's go ahead. Let's get into it because we have been covering this situation with Janelle. I mean, we've been talking about Janelle. I've been talking about Janelle for 4 years, only because, it's what I do. I'm a reality TV commentator for this channel, and Janelle is, y'all, this is what's wild, is Janelle is actually, I was doing makeup reviews on my channel in the very beginning, and Janelle and her drama is what caused me to cross over into reality TV. And my channel just kind of took off when I started covering reality TV. So I stayed here because I'm like, this is where it's at, right? Reality TV is a big thing right now. A lot of people, watch all these shows, the housewife shows and everything. But yeah, Janelle has been literally having problems since we met her, right? 2019, I started covering her. That was when her husband, David Eason, killed the dog. CPS investigated them back then, took their children, but somehow a judge put the children right back in their care, right? Now, again, CPS is investigating Janelle and David for allegedly child neglect as well as abuse. And Jace, Janelle's son, who she just regained custody of in March, she's lost custody of him already 6 months later after gaining custody. He ran away 3 times within like a month and a half. The last time landing him in the hospital, where he told medical personnel, CPS investigator, as well as the Columbus County Sheriff's Department, that Janelle's husband David had assaulted him, that he had attacked him, choking him, fighting him. And allegedly, when the police started investigating this, they asked, where did this take place? And it did not take place at Janelle and David's house. It allegedly took place somewhere else. So the police went to that person's house asking questions, and they said, you know what? We have a ring cam, and it was called a ring cam. And they allegedly gave this footage to CPS as well as the Columbus County Sheriff's Department. Since then, we've been hearing that there is a full-blown investigation going on. Jace, that Saturday, he left the hospital and went to a mental health facility to try to get his mental health in order. He had been taken off his ADHD medication. He had stopped. Janelle was not sending him to his therapy appointments. The time that he's been with Barbara, he was going to therapy appointments like once a week, behavioral therapy appointments, which is a big thing because Jace does struggle with some behavioral issues. He was also on medication for ADHD for the past 7 years. And as soon as he was taken in by his mom and she regained custody, not through a court. A court did not give Janelle custody. Janelle did not take her mom to court and say, I think I'm fit to be his mom now. And a judge say, I agree with you, Janelle. That's not what happened. As a matter of fact, over the past 13 years, Janelle has taken her mom, Barbara, to court more than once. I think at least twice. I think the last time was like 2017. Asking that a judge give Jace back to her. Saying like, "Oh, I'm married. I have other children. My life is fine. So I want my son back." And both times a judge said, "No, Jace is fine where he is. He's doing great where he is. I'm not going to, move him and it affect his mental health." I think a big thing here, that we have to consider is Jace does struggle from mental health problems. So when you have a child who has been raised by his grandmother and he seems to be doing at least okay, to move him and put him in a completely different environment with parents that don't necessarily believe in like medication and they don't believe in like mental health medication. uh, Both times the judge was like, "No, we're not moving him. He needs to stay with his grandmother." However, Barbara at 70 years old said, "This is, getting to be too much for me. I've retired. And, I think, Janelle, I think you are capable of raising your son." I mean, he was almost 14. He was just like a month shy of 14 when Barbara put Jace back in in Janelle's custody. And it literally went downhill so quickly because what we know is Jace moved in with his mom and started struggling almost immediately. Jace was not given his medication for ADHD. She took him off the medication, saying he doesn't need it. Okay, for the past 7 years, he's taken it and he has done fine in school. He's maintained somewhat of a normal life. Can you guys hear that loud noise? Let me know if you guys can hear what sounds like a motorcycle pulling up in my office. Please let me know. Um, Also, we've learned that once Jace moved in with her, he was having trouble at school. He was getting teased a lot. Jace and Marissa both have gotten teased over Janelle and David in this OnlyFans situation. And when Janelle was confronted about this, like, "Hey, they're being picked on," Janelle said, "No, they're not. They're lying." Janelle literally said, "That's not true. They're not getting teased." It's kind of similar to like, first off, if you have an OnlyFans account and you have children that are in like middle school, high school, it's going to be brought up. That's a given. You can't act like it's not. That is a given. It's going to be brought up. But Janelle acted like they were lying about it. Said that's not true. They're not being teased. They're just lying. Like, what reason would they have to lie? To tell anyone that they're being teased, that to tell anyone that it's making their high school experience difficult because all their friends are talking about your naked mom online. Why would they lie? I mean, at the end of the day, they benefit from it because you're bringing in all this money and they're going on vacations and you're buying them dirt bikes and four-wheelers and X, Y, and Z. So at the end of the day, financially, it works out for them. But socially, it does not. So why would they complain if unless they were actually getting teased, which I 1,000% think that they were, right? So we also learn right before Jace ran away, started running away the first time, Kaiser had been suspended from school. That's out there. It's out there. He had been suspended from school. This is not the first time, allegedly, that Kaiser has been suspended from school. And I think Kaiser's in what, like third grade. And from my understanding, he's been suspended like twice. And he's only in third grade. I mean, I have a third grader who has never been suspended at all. I mean, he never. So that's kind of wild. Either way, Jace allegedly was not going to school that much before he ran away the first time from school. So August, I think it was like August 18th, Jace ran away from school because he had gotten expelled. Something happened at the school and he got expelled. The principal called Janelle and said, X, Y, and Z happened. Jace has been expelled. Someone's got to come get him. And Janelle said, "Okay, I'm sending my husband David. Let Jace know that David will be there to pick him up shortly." Jace takes off and runs away. Now, what we've learned is before that even happened, he was not going to school on a normal basis, allegedly. He was missing like 2 or 3 days out of the week, allegedly. So I'm like, you took your child off this medication. He was going to school just fine when he lived with Barbara. Then you take him in, take him off this medication, and you can't get him to go to school. I don't know. I feel like that should tell you something there, right? Either way, he gets expelled. He runs away. They find him. They take his phone. He runs away like a week later. They find him at a gas station about 10 miles away from the house. Third time he runs away is really like set this domino effect into place here where she lost custody. These allegations come out about David, that he assaulted Jace, and everything else just kind of blew up. Okay. I saw online that Nathan is worried about all the kids. Nathan needs to worry about himself as well. Like, I actually had a little bit of hope for Nathan, but he needs help. Nathan needs to be in like an inpatient facility, in my personal opinion. He's got PTSD. He has an alcohol problem, allegedly, and he has liver cancer due to this alcohol problem, right? Allegedly. And I'm not even going to get started on Nathan because, goodness, I had hope for him for a minute. I still have hope, but not like I used to. So, anyways, Janelle has been online, like lying. Whenever it came out that Jace was found, she was like, yes, he's been found, he's safe. And she wanted people to believe that he was with her. Then it was like, Janelle lost custody. No, I didn't. I still have custody. I still have custody. I still have custody. We found out that is not true, that she was lying about that. Everything that Janelle has tried to make us believe, like he's been found, he's safe, and I have him here. No, you didn't. He's been found, he's safe, and I still have custody. No, you don't. He's been found, he's safe, and he's not allowed to talk to Barbara. That's a lie because he ended up back in the custody of Barbara the Tuesday that he was released from the mental health facility. Guess who picked him up? Barbara. Meanwhile, you and David are online claiming that he's not even allowed to talk to Barbara. Like, literally all these lies are like coming out, right? I mean, then she did this wild TikTok video that just kind of blew me away. And I had to edit it quite a bit because I don't want her to try to strike me. So I did edit it enough that it should be qualify as like, it should be fair use. Either way, there's going to be a little bit of cussing in it. So let's watch this and I'm going to commentate on it, right? How can you let a man put hands on your kid? And not only that, let me tell you something. Not another housewife. Let me tell you what my source told me. Let me tell you guys what I've been hearing. That Janelle just said there. That when this happened, first off, we already know. I mean, just think about what we feel like we know of David Eason. You guys remember like when they were at the reunion party and Larry like shut down drinking? David's like, I want another drink. And Larry's like, no, we need to shut down drinking. Like the party's coming to a wrap. Let's shut down drinking. And David's like, I'm going to the store to buy me some alcohol. And Larry's like, no, like we need to like chill out, And so David turns around, takes his pocket knife out, opens it up, and is walking out. He's like stabbing the balloons. What about right before their wedding when Janelle got irritated because she like needed David's help, but he was effing raking? And he's like, I'm out here working, I'm effing raking. I mean, literally, he has no patience. He seems to blow up really easily, really quickly. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like if we think about where their family was when this allegedly happened, okay, Kaiser's been suspended. News hadn't came out yet that Kaiser's been suspended, but I feel like within their family, if they're a family that's in the public eye, like they are, that things usually do end up coming out. Kaiser's been suspended, and they're like, oh God, let's hope that don't come out. Jace runs away, it comes out. Then it comes out that he got expelled. Then it comes out that he ran away again. So this is Kaiser's been suspended. It hasn't come out yet, but it has come out that Jace has ran away once, got expelled. It has come out that Jace has ran away twice. That they're thinking it's probably just a matter of time for the world finds out that that Kaiser got suspended. So I feel like David was probably already in this position to where he was like stressed out with everything going on, worried of how this made them look. And not only that, but a lot of people was blaming Jace running away on David. A lot of people were saying he's running away because he don't like David. He's running away because you guys embarrass him. He's running away because the OnlyFans. So I feel like they were probably under a lot of pressure considering Jace had ran away twice, gotten expelled. Kaiser had been suspended, but that hadn't come out yet. So they're just kind of waiting for that to come out. I feel like they were probably at a friend's house and they were getting ready to leave because Janelle had gotten into the car with the other kids. And I feel like Jace was kind of maybe slacking while leaving, like, come on, Jace, let's go. And then maybe David popped up. And I don't know this for sure, but David probably popped off about something like, oh, you shouldn't even be here anyways. Like, get in the car, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. And there was like some sort of situation between them that David was already mad at Jace due to everything that's happened and what's, out there in the public that we know and how that makes them look like bad parents. And I think David just kind of lost it. And I from my understanding, it happened at a friend's house, kind of like in their yard. And Janelle and the other kids had already gotten into the car, but Janelle never got out. She's just sitting in the car, kind of watching. She never got out to stop it. And David is like going off on Jace, yelling really nasty things at him from what's being said, making all these threats as he's attacking him, right? And when Jace was in the hospital, it was said that he had visible marks on his neck and his arms. Okay. Mind you, this whole time, Janelle has been saying that's not true. The initial report when she called 911, the third time Jace ran away, she calls 911 and she says, yeah, my son ran away. He snuck out of his bedroom window. He snuck out of his bedroom window, right? But then when people start talking about these allegations, she says, that's not true. None of you guys know what happened. Me and my kids know what happened because we were there. What do you mean you were there? You reported to the police that he snuck out of his window. So obviously something really did happen if you're claiming that y'all saw it. But either way, Janelle time and time again has been proven to be a liar because she says one thing and then it comes out that she's lying. She did this little TikTok where she's like, TMZ, the Ashley, the son, they're all liars. They don't have court documents. They actually put out another article showing a little piece of court documents, basically to prove to Janelle, I do have court documents. I've just not put them all out. Rather than show them to the public, I've just been relaying what they say. And that's what the Ashley has been doing, which is a blog page that keeps up with all of this. The Ashley, when she puts up her articles, she says the Ashley pulled court documents and per court documents X, Y, and Z. She's not putting them out there for the world to see. But Janelle has called the Ashley a liar, saying the Ashley doesn't have court documents. So the Ashley, after this TikTok, put up another article and she showed a snippet of the court documents and was like, actually, I do though. So let's listen to what Janelle has to say. This TikTok really just ticked me off because if it's true that David did in fact attack Jace, the way that she takes up for David is disgusting. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's look at this.
I'm alive, y'all.
Up a fight in the next day.
Just in a constant state of anxiety.
Okay, so she's in a constant state of anxiety since she lost custody of Jace. However, they've been gun shopping, they've been out day drinking. Mind you, when she loses brand deals, what does she do? She gets on her IG, she gets on her TikTok, she gets on her YouTube crying. When she loses money, she loses custody of her firstborn son, and she's out at gun shows. Yeah, it looks like you're very, anxious. Looks like so much anxiety, Janelle.
But other than that, thriving.
I'm sorry, I could not help that. I have to edit this, and I just figured I'd kind of edit it in a way to make it a little bit funny. I'm sorry, you guys. And yes, that was Janelle's real booty.
I want to start out by saying, of course, everything you're seeing in the tabloids isn't all factual. It's crazy that you got TMZ, The Sun, who is it? The Ashley Rowdy Roundup, once again.
So she's like, it's crazy. None of these things are true. But then if you go back and look at all of these articles, all of them have proven to be true. Like if you go back, this is a 2019 article, right? It was true though. All of these articles about her, from 2019, 2020, 2021, later down the line, we learned that they are actually true. So I'm like, where's the lies, Janelle?
The three horrible ones, always reporting on these sources that they hear. It's crazy because no one has court papers but me.
Gotcha, bitch.
Sorry.
No one has anything factually printed out on documentation but me.
Why you always lying?
And I've called over to see who is spreading all this information because it's always a source.
Okay, first off, yes, it is always a source. What do you mean? That's how, media outlets around the world, news stations around the world. That's how they get their information. Sources. What do you, it's always a source. Yes, it is. And notice how she says, like, it's always the sources spreading information. She's not saying misinformation. She's saying information, which tells me that the information that we're hearing that's being put out there, if it was lies, I would be like, they're putting out misinformation. Like, it's not even correct information. But she calls it, they're leaking information, not misinformation. Watch that.
Funny, right?
Hilarious.
Well, number one, I just want to point out, yeah, I have court. I have court with CPS.
We know this because they actually already told us that. We know.
I do. Number two, I want to point out the articles that are coming out about the court case are very outlandish, one-sided, and definitely all mean about me.
First off, the only articles, the only thing that's outlandish is the fact that you are defending the man that has allegedly almost broken your collarbone, that allegedly locked your son Kaiser in the car when he got mad at you. David got mad at you, so he locked your son Kaiser in the car. Also, the man that threatened to slap your little daughter in the face when she was like 2 years old because she told the whole world, Daddy, don't shoot the ducks again like you did yesterday, or that'll make me mad. And he's like, what? Why would you say that? Girl, I'd slap you in the mouth. Also, the man that said your little 2.5-year-old Kaiser was a whiny bitch like his dad. Also, the man that pistol whipped your friend that showed up to help you and the kids get the hell out of Dodge away from this alleged psycho. Yeah, that's the crazy part, is that you're defending this man. Okay, let's continue. To kill the dog, right?
Me. Who is the only ones in the courtroom? Me, my mom, CPS. That is it.
I don't know. I feel like if you're in a courtroom, if there's not a judge, there's probably a mediator. But at minimum, there's a court reporter, right? Like, right?
Why wasn't David in there?
Oh,
did he get kicked out?
Oh, Barbara's attorney was in there. Barb's attorney. Surely a court reporter that's taking note to everything that's being said, a mediator, a judge. Like, there's not going to be just y'all in there. There's going to be at least like one or two more people. But either way, she's like, why wasn't David in there? Did he get kicked out? Well, according to the Ashley, David was removed. I mean, you might want to like play around with the words to act like he did not get kicked out. Like, nobody actually took a boot to his butt to kick him out, but I do think he was asked to get out.
Nobody got kicked out. We are trying to keep this case as private as possible.
So she really wants us to believe that just because they're trying to keep it, bailiffs, exactly. She really wants us to believe that she volunteered. I want to keep this as private as possible. So, David, I want you to sit this one out. No. Girl, we know you well enough to know that if David could have been in that courtroom, you would have absolutely had him in the courtroom. So, in my opinion, he was not allowed in the courtroom. This is not a matter of, well, we're trying to keep it as possible, as quiet as possible, private as possible. Because as soon as you walked out of that courtroom, I'm sure you told David everything that happened.
I called up the supervisor over at CPS yesterday and I said, I want to know right now who is releasing all this information. Is it you? You know what they
say? So first off, a CPS supervisor will not release any information due to privacy laws and safety precautions. My mother-in-law was a CPS investigator for like 10 years. And she's like, no, I mean, every once in a while you may catch one that's like a little on the, one that may not follow the rules the way that you're supposed to. But she's like, technically, no. You can get in a lot of trouble if it comes out that you leaked information. So for the most part, any CPS investigator or supervisor that takes their job seriously, they're not going to leak information. But you know what they're also not going to do? They're not going to tell you that they think someone else is leaking information. They're going to be like, I don't know, ma'am. All I can tell you is it's not coming from us. Sorry, have a nice day. They're not going to tell you, well, by reasonable deduction, Janelle, it's not you. Well, because it's negative about you. It's not us, because legally we're not allowed to. Who's the only other person in the room? Your mom. Ding, 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 ding. So Janelle is your mom. No, no. I don't believe for a second that happened.
They said, I'm literally going to tell you what they said. Janelle, it wasn't us. It obviously wasn't you because they're talking badly about you, whoever it was. Who was the only other one in the courtroom? Who is the
Not a judge, not a mediator, not a bailiff, not a clerk. I mean, we know Barb's attorney was there with Barb.
only one that has to gain from this, Janelle? I said, my mom. They're like, correct.
What is Barb gaining from this, really? I mean, Barb already has Jace in her custody. He's already with her at these court hearings, like the latest court hearing, like the last 2 court hearings, I think. Like Barb already had Jace. So how does this benefit Barb in any way? I don't know. Can anybody tell me how it benefits Barbara? Also, so is CPS out here just assuming that Barbara's the leak? Or did Barbara let them know ahead of time, I'm going to be leaking this information? Don't tell nobody here. You know what the reality of it is? It's not Barbara leaking it. People are getting court documents. That's where this is coming from. And it's really a shame that Janelle is throwing this blame at her mom, claiming that her mom is leaking all this information, when in reality, these outlets are getting court documents. They are. They actually prove that.
Correct. Your mom. They're like, just want to let you know everything is locked and sealed. No one's getting anything. So for all these media outlets trying to stir up shit, trying to scare our family, trying to spread lies, number one, is false. Number two, you have...
So it's locked and sealed. Once again, we just proved again that Janelle is an absolute liar. Either CPS lied to her or she's lying to us to say that she was told that it's locked and sealed, when literally the Ashley Realities Roundup is posting little pieces of court documents.
No documentation and no court papers or anything to prove any of your sources.
Hold on, look whose signature is at the bottom of that. That says Janelle down there. That is Janelle's signature. Above that, Janelle wrote, Barbara Evans has expressed thoughts of suicide in the past. This is court documents again, but nobody's getting them, right?
Sources. Number three, I want to give my husband the most support and props that a man can ever have, because he has the most patience I've ever seen out of any human being right now.
Girl, if you ain't seen nobody with better patience than that of David Eason, the man that you went on a 911 call, said you were terrified, you were hiding in the attic, he has a gun, and you thought he was going to break the door down to get in to get to you. Another 911 call where you said you thought he broke your collarbone because he picked you up and threw you down right after you had surgery. If you ain't met nobody else with better patience than him, that's sad. That is sad.
He is being accused of some horrible, horrible shit that is not true. I was there. My kids were there. Everyone was there.
Okay, so here we go. Here we go. This is where it's like, Janelle, open your mouth, insert your foot, because you lied. When you called the police and said Jace ran away that 3rd time, you told officers he snuck out of the house through a window. But now you and your kids were there and saw it. So you watched him sneak out of the window and let him run off into the night and then waited a minute. I'll give you a 30-second head start, Jace. Hurry up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip a few. 29, 30. Okay, I'm calling the cops now. You and Kaiser and Inslee just sat there watching as he took off through the window. Well, that doesn't make any sense. What makes sense is something absolutely happened. You and your kids did see it. So that means he did not sneak out of a window, and you lied to the police. And you filled out a report to the police claiming that your son snuck out of a window, which means you filed a false report, which is against the law. Allegedly.
You guys have no idea about the details. And you know what's even more crazier about this is that the whole topic surrounding this case is my child's mental health. And all you guys posting about everything bad about me, it's not going to change the situation. No matter how bad you want it to change, no matter how bad you want us charged, I want to.
Okay, so she's like, all this has to do with my son's mental health. What? The problems that you claim that he did not have? Literally, when she filed to get a restraining order against her mother, Barbara, she said her mother, Barbara, had Munchausen by proxy and had made up the fact that Jace had mental health issues and was abusing him by giving him medication for a mental illness that he did not have, allegedly. And that's why she stopped giving Jace his medications. That's why she stopped sending him to therapy. And the only reason Jace did need to go to therapy was because Barbara kept talking to the media about things going on within the family. That was the only reason he needed therapy. So hold up. What do you mean his mental health? You literally claimed he had no issues in the restraining order when you tried to say your mom lied and was abusing him by giving him the medication.
Tell you right now, I have done everything as a parent, and I have crossed my T's and
She has crotted her T's.
dotted my I's. So if you want to try to catch me slipping, you're not going to. You're not going.
If you want to try to catch me slipping, Janelle, your son wants nothing to do with you. You have slipped and fallen on your face at this point. 6 months after regaining custody, you have slipped and fell. What do you mean? Nobody's trying to catch you slipping. Girl, you're on the ground and we're all pointing at you. Laughing, essentially, because you're lying your way through this and you think that anybody believes you. Allegedly.
Going to scare me. My mother's tactics are not going to scare me. And my son is going to get the help that he deserves. And right now, he needs the private.
Okay, so what tactics? Because, I must have missed where Barb sat down with like Diane Sawyer, or wait, I think Diane Sawyer died. Barbara Walters, Larry King. Is he dead too? I must have missed where Barbara sat down with Oprah, with Dr. Drew, and said anything about Janelle. Anything. Barbara has went through the courts to try to get Jay some help. But other than that, publicly, she's not doing anything. Also, she says her son is going to get the help that he needs. So he needs help, but you stopped his therapy appointments and you stopped giving him his meds, but now he needs help. Okay.
Privacy. He doesn't need the attention, whether it's good or bad attention. He doesn't need no attention right now. Y'all are ridiculous. Y'all are really ridiculous. And
I mean, girl, we're ridiculous, but you married a man that made a music video that goes bing, 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 bang, 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 but we're ridiculous. You married a man that his music video, he's wearing long johns with the angle coming from down below. Bob wire on the skin. Like, we're ridiculous? Okay, girlfriend, whatever you say.
And it just makes me really sad, like I said, for David.
I thought she was going to say it makes me sad for, like, Jace that this is happening. I really thought she was going to say it makes me really sad for Jace. For a second, I thought she had some concern about her son. No, she said it makes me really sad for David. Meanwhile, David looks heartbroken, right?
Because David is like, he's just taking all these punches, rolling with it, not saying shit. And I don't blame him.
Not saying nothing, but meanwhile, he's saying a lot on his TikTok, on his Facebook. And then what sense does it make? Janelle don't even make sense. She's like, poor David, he's taking all these punches, but he's not saying anything. I don't blame him. You don't blame him for not saying anything? Or, I mean, if you would have said, David's been accused of horrible things and he's just sitting here taking the punches, and, he's defending himself. He is speaking up and he's speaking out against this. And I don't blame him for defending himself. That would have made sense for you to say, I don't blame him. But when you're like, he's taking all this blah, 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 and he's not saying anything, and I don't blame him. What?
And I feel really bad for him because my kids adore that man. My kids love that man so much. And no matter what you guys say, it's not going to change how my children are treated at home, which are treated with the most love and passionate care that they can ever get. So don't.
My kids love that man. Mommy and David are pieces of shit. Okay, Janelle. Like, I'm like, does she live in an alternate universe?
Come at me for my parenting, because let me tell you, my kids are fine. They are fine. So yeah, if you want to know the truth, our family's actually being protected right now from my son's mental health.
Oh, meanwhile, she says her family is being protected. So that tells you there, Jace is not considered a part of her family. Because she didn't say, you know, we are having to be protected from another one of our family members. My family is being protected from my son's mental health. The whole mental health that you claimed he did not have. You claimed he had no mental health problems before. In the restraining order that you tried to get against Barbara, you claimed he did not need any medication. He did not need to go to therapy. The only reason he needed therapy was due to Barbara speaking to the media.
Please stop digging. Thank you.
Also, like, stop digging because she don't want us to find out the truth. She don't want us to know the truth. It's 5150 Janelle, please. Like, what, like, allegedly, in my opinion, like, this is wild. I'm like, you know what, Janelle, if you cared as much as you care about David and protecting him and defending him, if you care that much about your children, you would actually be a pretty good mom, in my opinion. How do they make money? Do either of them have jobs? Let me tell you, Bossy, this is wild. But just from Janelle's TikTok alone, like 2 months ago, I calculated it. With her subscriptions that she has just on TikTok, I want to say it was like 20 grand. She also has her OnlyFans to where it was projected that she was making like 40 grand a month on there. But I also heard that they blow the money, that as soon as they get the check, they're out buying four-wheelers, dirt bikes, boats, going to vacations, going here, there, everywhere. So I did hear that they are making like a pretty penny through these sites, you know, with the subscriptions and everything. And that's also why Janelle doesn't really need to focus on her YouTube channel. Like, her YouTube channel used to be a way that brought her in an income. But since she started OnlyFans, she's making a pretty penny off OnlyFans. So, is she paying taxes on that money? I don't know. I don't know. Whatever happened to her boat? There was an issue with it, and it is just sitting at the dock, and they are paying like a monthly fee for it to be docked, but it don't work. It needs like some repairs that I think are like really expensive, so they haven't done that yet. But I was mind blown at like I just could not believe this TikTok that she put up. Yeah. Elle, why hasn't the Ring cameras not been released, or is that not allowed? Yeah, right now it wouldn't be allowed. Like, even if you filed like a FOIA to get it, because this is a ongoing investigation, it don't need to be released. Like, right now, that could like affect the investigation if it was released. So they're not going to release that. Yep. I am just mind blown that she defended her husband so much. She also painted Jace out to be someone that they need protection from. She literally said the CPS is protecting her from her son. They're protecting her family. He didn't want to be there. Hold on. Does this make any sense? Tell me if this makes sense. The boy ran away 3 times. You made him come back 2 times. The last time you tried to make him come back, you wanted to make him come back. You threw a big fit because the police would not tell you where your son was. You demanded to know where he was. You demanded for him to be able to come home. All the while, you and your family were terrified and needed to be protected from the boy that you literally kept forcing to come back home. That makes no sense. You're forcing this boy to come back and live with you, but yet you and your family needed protection from him. Do we know if CPS has talked to the other kids? I don't know. All that we do know is that a judge has ruled that CPS will talk to Kaiser and Inslee, and that Janelle and David is not allowed to be in the room when they do talk to them. I agree. She wants possession of the kids, not to love them and raise them. It's just for looks. That's the way that I feel as well. And I feel that this situation with Jace was never really about wanting to be a mother to Jace, but she hated the fact that her mom was a mother to Jace. I feel like Janelle had extreme jealousy over Jace and Barbara's relationship. And Jessa Joe, what are you saying? Are you saying like she's going to sue people? THC products. I heard those work good for some conditions. I bet they scare the kids into lying for them. And, CPS will be able to figure out if the kids have been like coached into lying. And like as far as like Inslee, they'll probably put Inslee in a room with toys and coloring books, and they'll just be talking to her, chit chatting with her. You think she will try? You see, that's the thing is like when you are like considered media, you have a lot more leniency. Like you have a lot more room to talk about it. So a lot of this information is public information. A lot of this stuff did come from pulled court documents. So like if the Ashley Realities Roundup is posting something and they have court documents, I mean she could sue, but she's not going to win. That's why if you go back and watch my videos, even when I say allegedly all the time, even when I'm pretty sure that it's true, I'll still be like allegedly, just to protect myself, just to say. And I've always been very like, I'm always like, this is my opinions only. And this is really like second party information for the most part, for some of it, for a lot of it. Well, Barbara does have Jace right now. The judge ruled that Jace needed to be back with Barbara when he got out of the facility. Yes. Didn't the daughter make a complaint? Not necessarily a complaint, but when the kids were removed in 2019, David's own daughter, Marissa, testified against Janelle and David. Oh, okay. You meant like CPS or whoever's supposedly leaking information? To my knowledge, nothing's been leaked, though. To my knowledge, like the Ashley is getting information from court documents. So I personally don't think that anything's being leaked through anybody. I think it's through court documents, Hi, Micah. Is that Dan's son, Micah? Yeah, Marissa's probably scared of this. Yeah, because Marissa testified before and she was put right back in the house right afterwards. Like 2 days after she testified, saying, there's yelling, there's fighting, there's drinking, there's drugging, allegedly. There's holes all in the wall. It's chaos, and I don't want to be there. Thank you, Jessa. I don't want to be there. They literally put her back in the house like 2 days later. Hey, Micah. That's so wild. I miss Dan. Which I have him on my Facebook, and we chit chat every once in a while. Yeah, play therapy, exactly. That's what CPS will do. It's something called play therapy. Well, they will put Inslee in a room where she plays colors, and they're just like chit chatting with her. Marissa does live with them, yes. She tried to explain her side, but there's the truth that's missing. I do feel for Barbara. It's hard on her all the way around. I pray for her and the kids. Yeah, I can imagine. Why is Janelle so obsessed with David? What is it about him? I don't know, you guys. I have no idea. Has Andrew addressed this? Andrew put out a video after Jace ran away the second time. Just saying, like, hey, I've heard you ran away twice. We need to talk. Hit me up. But since this third time, no. However, I would love to talk to Andrew. I looked for him on social media, but I couldn't find him. Is Barbara considering on taking on custody of Jace until he's 18, though? I doubt it. I feel like Jace will be emancipated when he's 16. That's just my opinion. Oh, no, Shelby. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? There's like this running joke within like the Teen Mom like fandom that David has like a tiny, you know what? Because Nathan at a reunion, Nathan said that Janelle was like, why can't David have a bigger like yours? And that Janelle allegedly told Nathan that David had a tiny, you know what? Why can't he see his bio dad? I mean, I don't know. We all saw the chef's costume. It was weird. So I don't know, but at this point, so Andrew has not seen Jace since Jace was like 6 months old. There's no bond there. There's no, I mean, there may be love, but like, how much love can you have for somebody that you've only met like twice, you know? And as far as a child, you don't even remember them. But I guess he could at least try to see him. Yes, I did see that, Jessica. I'm like, why would you do that to yourself? Why would you do that to yourself? Anyways, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and close this one out. We are a little over 45 minutes. We are going to talk about next Zach and Cheyenne from Teen Mom. The guy that shot at them back in, what was it? July 2021. Cheyenne and Zach was on their way to take Ace to a doctor's appointment. Ace was just 2 months old. And somebody shot at them like 13 times. That person did take a plea deal for 18 years in prison. That person just went to prison. Now that the gunman's baby mama was speaking out on social media yesterday, basically telling what happened. I put out a video about what happened. If you haven't seen it, it's very interesting. The baby mama is going into all the details, saying that Zach scammed her, that her baby daddy found out about it. Baby daddy and Zach had words. Baby daddy pistol whipped Zach. Zach started paying the woman back for scamming her. But because the baby daddy pistol whipped Zach, Zach was embarrassed and put out a hit on this man. The man found out about the hit, and that's why he attempted to kill Zach that day, right? All the information has been really hush-hush. I mean, Cheyenne and Zach did not even tell about the shooting until a year later. A year later, they finally addressed it when they were about to have to, start going to court. But they still would not tell us why somebody that they knew attempted to take out their whole family. Everybody was like, something don't make sense here. There's something that we're missing, right? Well, this girl come out, she's like, this is what you're missing. Zach is like a known scammer, allegedly, according to the girl, not me. And he scammed me and my baby daddy and he had problems after that. Well, you guys, Zach and Cheyenne sent a cease and desist to that girl. They also sent a cease and desist to a Teen Mom fan page that was only posting what the girl was saying, this is the baby mama of the shooter, and this is her side of the story. The Teen Mom page did not verify, validate, or nothing. Did not even say they believed it. Just said, this is what is being said. that Teen Mom fan page got a cease and desist. And I'm looking for one very soon. Like as soon as Zach and Cheyenne see that I talked about this, I feel like they're going to send me one as well. Because back in 2022, when the episode of Teen Mom aired of where they talked about the shooting, I did a live stream. And I was like, why did this happen? And I was contacted and told, take the video down, stop talking about it, or Zach and Cheyenne's going to sue you. I kind of got a little scared, so I took it down and I stopped talking about it. However, I will say the fact that Zach and Cheyenne, they have their attorneys sending out cease and desist, not just to like the lady who's talking about it, but to Teen Mom fan pages that ain't even validating the claims, just showing what the claims are. The fact that they're trying to shut everybody up don't sit well with me. Basically, the cease and desist to the Teen Mom fan page basically says something along the lines of like, this is an invasion of their privacy and the show's lack of respect to Zach and Cheyenne. Excuse me, they're on a reality TV show where they opened up and talked about the shooting. Also, it's not against the law to not respect someone. So how are you going to like threaten to sue them over things that are not even against the law? It's wild, you guys. So we're going to talk about that, about Zach and Cheyenne seemingly trying to silence anybody talking about what this girl is saying about, you know, the reasoning behind the shooting. We're going to talk about that later today. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Leave me all your thoughts. Give this video a thumbs up. Follow me on my other social media accounts, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, where else? Twitter, all of there. And then I have my second channel, Fatal Files with Elle. And then my third channel, which we're going to be uploading a podcast to, is called The Mothership Explorers. So it's all about moms, just talking about everything that they go through as a mom. You know, raising a child with autism, raising a child with extreme ADHD, raising a medically fragile child, mom hacks, having miscarriages, all those things we're going to talk about on the Mothership Explorers channel. It will be uploaded as podcast though. So let me grab it really quickly and I'll put it in the, let me grab that link. For you guys, really quickly. I don't think we're the only channel with a name like that. Come on, where is it? Where are you? Okay, bear with me, you guys. I can't find it. I need the link in my description box, and I need to give it to my mods to put up. Because we've recorded one podcast about miscarriages. There was some audio issues with it, so we're having to figure that out. We may have to re-record it, but we are going to go ahead and record our second podcast about mom hacks. You know, growing up, you have crazy things happening, like how to get stains out. You know, kids that continue to take off their diaper, and you have a hard time keeping the diaper on your child, and you know, how do you deal with that? Why can't I find the page? This is wild. The Mothership Explorer. That's what it is. Okay, I'll find it and I will put it in the comment section. I will put it in the description box and I will put it in the comment section. Also, you guys, yes, there is some information. Draylon had court yesterday. Honey Boo Boo's boyfriend Draylon had court yesterday where he pled not guilty. I have the full report from the incident. I don't have the body cam or the dash cam, but I do have the full report from what happened that day. I just have to redact it. I've had it for like a few days, but I haven't had time to redact it. So we'll probably do that today as well. The podcast will be on Spotify as well. So anyways, you guys, we're going to talk about Zach and Cheyenne trying to silence people. We're going to talk about Honey Boo Boo's boyfriend. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. I will find the other channel and I'll put it in the comment section and I will pin it. Okay. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Bye guys.